okay. Yes, and for last 7 years, I was CDO, CEO, Chief AI Officer. I was building like great products such as Narrative BI, such as Improvado, Assister AI, providing B2B solutions for large enterprises from United States and from all over the world, building real AI autonomous solutions that are the companies are using after this day. Yes, and that's how we decided to build Evumus AI, just because we realized that today is the day when we can actually be at this stage when AI systems are that smart that they can actually make almost any automation possible, especially within businesses. And when we realize that we can automate like huge and complex processes within hugest organizations like Nike, Coca-Cola, Asus, or whatever. And that's really possible these days. That's how all the idea of Evumus AI was created. Okay, so maybe now it's the time to move to some live demo, right, Paolo?
Yes, please, yes.
Just a second, I will share my screen. Okay, so you should see my screen right now, and you should see our application, right? Okay,
Yep,
okay.
you can see it. Yes, it's showing.
Yeah, so let's move to predictions directly. So in Evumus AI, we create like pretty huge ecosystem where we combine Web3 with all these decentralized incentives for users and with like great power of marketing from Web3 side. We combine it with a rising popularity of prediction markets, and we also finish this with like heavy AI systems enabling like huge and powerful automations for various businesses. But today we'll talk more about predictions, just because we will launch predictions pretty soon, and this product will be live, and everyone can try this. So, what is Evumus predictions? Basically, prediction is some kind of question about future event that will happen once and that has some deterministic outcome that can be answered like yes or no. For example, we can have here from crypto. Will Bitcoin reach 200K on Binance before December 31st, 2026? So we can define this event. It will happen on this date, and we can easily say yes or no. Will it be 200K or it will not be 20K? So these are prediction windows. But what's special here and what's unique regarding Evumus? We have few key moments regarding this. First one is that all these predictions are with no loss mechanics. So every single person who will place any predictions on any window, they will never lose their assets. So most likely people feel that predictions, questions, it's something from gambling, it's something like systems like Polymarket or others where you can win something, but in case of loss, you just lose your assets. You put 100K, you lose 100K. You never touch them again. But here we have no loss mechanics, and that's why we are not a gambling system. We are not a casino. We are not a betting system. Nothing like that. We are just strongly focused on data and on final value. So how can it work? Actually, let me just show you, right? So here, as you can see, we have some discover section with various types of different questions. And the interesting part is that you can have all types of windows, not only on sports markets or only politics, but also something that can be interested for other people, right? Something from AI, something about space, something about science, and you can think of any topic you like and you are interested in. So no limitations, not like on competitor platforms where they have only sports and politics and maybe a little bit of crypto. No limits. Um, and let's have a look at one window. So we have some questions here. We have some probabilities for yes and no, like here 35% for yes, 65 for no. And here is the core functionality. Here we show total number of coins that are staked on this window. So how we achieve this no loss mechanics? We let people stake their coins on potential outcome. So you basically can click, select yes or select no, choose number of coins that you want to put here, or maybe adjust, and then you will simply see that in case of correct prediction, you will receive additional reward. In case of wrong prediction, you lose nothing. Everything will be returned to you, what you put, but with only one condition. The number of days that you staked your coins here will be extended. So basically, you're putting coins, you're waiting until the event will happen, and then you're collecting extra rewards, or you're waiting a little bit longer. So that's how we plan to achieve stability to an ecosystem. That's how we plan to take as much coins out of circulation as possible to have stable growth, to have stable coin price. We all want stable coin price, right? So that's the utility that will be enabled from day one for our coin. And for sure, you can also, since everything is on blockchain, you can easily verify for every window all other predictions that other people are making. For example, this wallet made some prediction for yes with this amount of coins, right? And that's how we let people see that this is not something like a fraud. This is not something that is, I don't know, abstract. This is real prediction window with real users that are verifiable. And by the end, you can just click lock here and your prediction will be submitted. Nice. And after you made your prediction, you can just check my predictions. And here, as you can see, we show all the windows that a person made predictions with some statistics like how much you staked on this window, what was your potential win in rewards, what was the probability of this event to happen, and some status. For example, this one is still active. I'm still waiting for this event to happen. But for example, this one, I won. Nice. And I can, as you see, simply click claim my rewards. That's it. But this event, for example, was lost. So, but I didn't lose anything. I just was waiting a little bit longer. Pretty simple. But what's the motivation for a person to make all this prediction? For sure, it's extra rewards. Since you never lose, you can wait a little bit longer sometimes, but that's fine. In any case, you will receive extra coins when you win. Awesome. But that's okay. That's how we define no loss mechanics, and that's how we make abstraction from all the betting systems, right? Because we don't need to have license, we don't need to be compliant or something within some strange ecosystems. We have no gambling systems enabled, so pretty cool. But that's kind of okay, nothing crazy, right? But the crazy part here is a variety of all the windows. So as I mentioned initially, you can have almost any question, any event here from any topic that any person can like. But how can we achieve this? There are like millions of possible events in the universe, and we cannot simply define them all together, and we cannot control as a company everything. That's why we want to let people create their markets. We want to let every single person to go to our ecosystem, click create market, and just define the event that they want to see here. For example, I'm as a regular user, I want to create something that I'm interested in. I don't know, let's say I want to predict Bitcoin price. That's very common for every one of us, right? So I can just say like, will B2C reach, like, let's say 100K by the end of March 2026. That's it, as simple as that. Then I just select category. For example, here it's for sure crypto, and I select the date when this event will happen, like March 31st. And then I move to the next step. And here is the most fascinating part about all the Evumus AI, because we have AI in our name, right? That's why we heavily rely on AI systems to do all the hard work regarding events verification. So at this stage, we analyze in the background if the question was valid, if the question was independent, if the question was about something real that can happen, nothing abstract. So I will give you just a few examples. I could easily put here some question like, will I don't know, say hello 3 times in next 5 minutes? And that's not a good question, right? Because it's very subjective. I can easily try to avoid saying hello, or I can easily say hello millions of times during this period. It's up to me. And for such questions that are dependent on someone else, this is not acceptable. This is not acceptable to have such questions that are possibly to controlled by someone else. And this is why we use AI to verify this. So underground, we have the system to check all the information, to analyze all the information, to check public data sources, to understand if everything is real. But the second thing is we also need to verify from the other side, like, okay, if the question was valid, if it's about valid event, if it's independent, okay, but how can we understand what was the outcome? How can we understand what was the result of the event? Did it convert it to yes, or did it convert it to no? For example, regarding this Bitcoin price, how and when should we verify that? Did it reach 100K on March 31st or did not? So, and here again, we heavily rely on AI. Once we reach this time frame of period of event ending, we use AI to analyze all the possible public data sources, like news articles, like governmental websites, and so on and so on and so on. Try to analyze if these sources are trusted, if these sources are independent, or it's just, I don't know, my personal web page. This is not acceptable. And for example, here, the person who is creating the window, they can provide some specific link to some specific website where we can find the source of truth. And for example, how can we define the source of truth for the Bitcoin price? We can just check the exchange, right? So I can just put here the link, like, let's say bnb.com, something like B2C price. And that's it. I can simply click run AI verification, and then everything is happening on the background. In case of valid question, in case of valid data source, we will accept this, and then after some additional reviews, we will make this window public. In case of some fraud, or in case of some dependent questions, or in case of some speculative questions, we will just never proceed with them, just to make sure that full ecosystem is stable. And that's it. The next step and the final step is just to put some initial seed to this window. So me as a creator, I can put like 100, let's say 100 Evumus coins, and I can define what's the initial probability is. So for example, I can put more, and because I put more, initial stability of the window will be just better. So for example, the second person who will bet for yes, they will not change these probabilities too much. But if I put like, let's say only 10 coins, if the next person will put also 10 coins, they will change probabilities dramatically. But it's up to me. It's up to me. I'm the creator. It's my job. I'm I'm the most interested person to make these events successful. So let's check why. So after I publish the market, it will go to my markets. And for example, here are a few markets that I created previously. And what's the most fascinating here? So of course, me as a creator, we can attract like many people, influencers, just regular people who can put something that they are interested in, to put some life into these predictions, to put some personal touch, to put some interested questions, to put uh, some events from specific communities, from specific countries, from specific group of interests, and that's fascinating. But of course, no one will do this just for, I don't know, just from laziness. And we want to motivate people with additional rewards. Why not? So, for example, here, every creator, they win additional fees based on total volume of coins staked on their window. So, for example, me as a creator, I created this window, right? And like 3K people placed their coins, staked their coins in total volume of this amount. So I just earn extra 12K coins. Nice. I can, for example, just go and sell them, or I can use them again for predictions, just to expand my ambition. And by the end of the day, you can see as a creator your total statistics, like how many markets you created, what was the total volume staked. So just you can always share your great numbers, and you can always share your great commissions to motivate everyone else. So yes, and as you see, if you combine these few core principles, that this is no loss mechanics, nothing like gambling, you never lose your assets, then you let people create any window possible that is subjective and independent. And then you can help people to attract like communities, to grow community, to really expand the ecosystem and bring more and more and more new users based on interests. You incentivize them. And the final thing, for sure, we are AI company. We can use all these predictions and all this information, all the understanding of how people are thinking, how people are making their predictions, to train our AI models, to make it even better and to use it later in the following products. But let's also check one more thing. User profile. Of course, we show here like different statistics like historical accuracy, total predictions, some fancy infographics with your accuracy trend, like how good your predictions are, how good are you in predictions, how good can you understand and feel this future, and also some fancy numbers for category breakdown. So how much you like crypto, how much you like politics and everything else, some achievements from the platform. But what's the most important? The most important is always security, right? And here we trust security very, very heavily. That's why we limit every single person that is new to the ecosystem, so they cannot create like huge amount of garbage events or garbage questions or questions that are not interested to the public, right? So the new person will have ability to create only 2 markets per week, but with also limited number of coins that everyone else can stake on their windows, and with limited number of active stakers. And the core idea here is that we want to make the system and the markets winning by quality, not by quantity. So as soon as person creates something good, something that people are placing their stakes on, they will earn their reputation score, right? They will progress toward better and better reputation, and they will unlock higher limits. So for example, when I have enough reputation, I can create hundreds of windows per week because this person proved that he creates great windows, that people are trusting this creator, and everything is nice and sweet. And as you understand, this should be also publicly visible That's why we have this trust score. This is some measure from 0 to 100 when we show how trusted this person is within the ecosystem. So for example, 100 is the most trusted and 0 is the least trusted. Why this is important? Because if we return to our Discover section, every single window has its own trust score, which is populated from the person who created this. So for example, I see that this question about SpaceX was created from the person with very high trust score, like 98. So me as a regular user, I can just click here and make my predictions. I trust this. But for example, here the score is a little bit lower. So maybe I will make my extra research if I really want to use this question, or maybe if I should check something else. So that's how we want to really achieve stability and security and increase quality. Because if someone will explore our application, they can see hundreds of thousands of questions. It's easy to get lost. So quality is very important thing here. And I believe that this is it. This is everything that I wanted to show you regarding predictions. Maybe in case of any questions, I would love to answer. If not, we can just move forward. Thank you, guys. Great pleasure. Maybe one last thing I forgot why we are here. And we're here actually because we just made public announcements of our launch date of these predictions. And we're going to launch Evumus predictions on March 23rd and make this platform available to everyone having utility for our coin that will be launched later from day one. Thank you. Thank you guys for your attention.
Yes, and thank you, Evgeny, for bringing this to us. And because this is the first time that I'm seeing token or cryptocurrency that will have usability since day one. Because when you launch the token, you have already the products where you can use the token. So this is something amazing. And I think, yes, because we have only not so many people. If you want to ask some questions, please.
You can mute the microphone or send a message. Ana, los micrófonos están cerrados, ¿no?
Sí, los abro.
Abre o microfone, Paulo, ou não?
Do quê? Para quem?
Para perguntas, ou escreve aí?
Sim,
Ou
sim,
coisa?
lógico.
Pode abrir aí, Ana.
Senão começou a
Just a little bit, we'll mute the microphone, then you can make...
Só vou preparar aqui para um que tem os nomes todos esquisitos, se o gajo não vai par.
Ya está, Felipe.
Okay. If someone makes some question, you can do it. You can unmute the microphone, and you can ask something about, of course, about the...
Listen, we are at the beginning. I'll let you know right now. Within a few days, week or days, we will not have time to do Zoom call like this and have time. So please, you have the opportunity to ask all the questions now to Evgeny, okay?
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, CEO Evgeny. Thank you for your making up time to come here. I'm Abraham from Kenya. And
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Maybe like with me, I have some leaders on board, and they are so much interested and ready to move the business across Africa. There is one question that was put before me, and I said, though I have checked, I've already checked the system, but for the sake of them that have just joined, how much do one get after buying a miner? Let's say the least miner, let's say for $27, or that one of $55. he claims, how much claim can he claim? Is it the same amount or twice the amount?
This kind of questions, Abraham brother, listen, we can do to me or after.
Yeah. Tomorrow we can make a Zoom call.
Ask questions regarding something more technical or about the vision or have because this is regarding the sales and marketing.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can check tomorrow this kind of
Yes,
situation, brother. Don't worry.
Because it will be hard to have our CEO again because he's a technical person,
Yeah.
okay?
And
so like he's building this. So if he's here, he's not building our product. So
okay, thank you for that.
But you can ask different questions to him, okay? Regarding the vision or think next product, something like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because about the network, and then tomorrow we're gonna have a Zoom call with you to explain everything about this. Okay?
No need for tomorrow. Perhaps we can do. So you can ask the questions when we finish this one, and we'll have our CEO go to work.
Yeah.
And we stay here, and these kind of questions I can answer to you. Don't need to leave for tomorrow.
In our group, you can send the question.
Or even here, Flip, or even here.
No problem. That was my question. So maybe if one of members from Kenya, Uganda, you're free to ask a question.
If you have some questions. No.
Good evening.
Yes, can hear you.
Yes, this is Ambassador from Nigeria.
Nice. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your time.
I only have only one question, but it's not really a question. But when we are getting into the field, so we are come across a lot of things, a lot of discussion. You understand? So our planning about the movement. Firstly, I will have to. What do they call it? I will have to introduce myself better. So I think you can know who is speaking very well. So I'm an ambassador from Nigerian. I'm a networker. I have 15 years experience in networking aspect. And by the special grace of God, we have done a lot of projects with the one that give us joy and the one that give us back. And as well, so we really have interest in this. So as I was speaking with my friend that invited me to join the Zoom. So the question is that, without more wasting time, let me go straight to my question. What are the plans for the support from the company to each leaders or any representative from different country? What are the support and the plan about the movement? So that is the question that I have.
Well, we need to know who are the people, who are the leaders. Then we can do, of course, we can plan something, and with each leader and with the team are some teams need a kind of support, and other teams need different support. So depends on the team. Depends how big they are. Depends how also how good they are, and because you have also great experience, and for example, your experience is much bigger than some another leader that are starting from now. So the support needs to be different. But the first step is the leaders in the team understand everything about the business, about the project, about everything, to see if they really like this, to start to develop. Then we can talk.
Okay. I believe others still have a question or any other person to bring something to the table so that we can start moving on. We go through time. So good evening, everyone, once again. I'm from Africa, Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
If any.
I just have one more question,
Okay.
Abraham. It's about the vision of Evumus right now it's a token. Do we see it being listed in stock market exchange very soon?
Yes, sure. Thank you for your question. Absolutely. Like token is like the connecting source, making all these single aspects of Evumus AI combined and together. So yes, we plan to launch our coin pretty soon, and for sure it will be listed on some main exchanges. But we plan to cover these at least something around late April, just to make sure that we have great utility for this coin from predictions, because there is no single logic to launch coin just on hype, just on only on marketing. If there is no usage for the coin, it will fail anyway. Whatever we are saying here, whatever emotions we have right now, it will fail. So we must provide some great utility. So we constantly take some coins out of circulation. So there is no such a big sell pressure. And yes, so our original plan is to launch this late April. Hope this will be like that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for the question.
Okay, Paula, I think we can finish because I know Evgeny has a lot of work.
Yes.
He's very busy. We thank you very much for your time. We really appreciate for that. And Abraham and all the people here will be some minutes more, 10 more minutes here in the Zoom. Then we can discuss other things. But the
Okay, so
CEO is very busy, and it's important. Okay, Paul, go ahead.
Yes, because if you continue, perhaps you will sleep when you finish the sentence. And
Yeah.
I talk too fast and you talk too slow. We need to balance this. So yes, Evgeny, thank you for your time, because you know you are very busy, and I know you are very busy. So your time is precious, and thank you to give time to our people, to our leaders, because they also deserve the time, because they are starting to work with us. But now, thank you. And I'll stay here. Okay, you can just go to your predictions and the products, and I'll stay here and reply and answer the questions regarding the network, regarding the market, regarding everything that Evgeny is not the Evgeny department. You know what I mean? So Evgeny, thank you for your time.
Good,
Yeah,
thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Have a nice evening.
And congratulations for what you are bringing to us.
Thank you.
Thank you. My pleasure.
So much, Evgeny. Yeah, it was pleasure having you around.
Okay, so Abraham, talking about the product of the network, Mark, you can make some questions to
Yes,
Paulo.
now we can
Paulo
ask
is
everything.
CSO, and then we can talk about this. Okay.
Yeah, okay, Paolo.
All right,
Thank you.
Welcome. So, which one is what question? I don't remember. Can you please ask again?
Yeah. Okay, it was about the miner. You see, when one buys a miner of $55, and then he starts claiming after every 24 hours, is it?
Sorry, say again, please.
After one purchases a miner,
Yes.
that costs $55.
Yes.
How much is he going to get in return, and for how long?
Well, each miner has a limit number of claims. What does this mean? Because again, this strategy is to defend our token, so the price cannot go to zero. I'll tell you why. Because when you have whales with a lot of tokens, if they want, they can go to the market and just sell 1 million tokens, 2 million tokens, whatever, and the price will dump. And next day, when we wake up, we see we are losing money. Why? Because we have many people with a lot of tokens, or even people who are just mining every single day, and with the tokens they are mining, they are just selling, receiving and selling daily. This will make the token, the price token, decreased instead of increasing. So our strategy is totally different. So we are selling the miners. The people can receive the tokens only through the miners, okay? And each miner has a limit number of claims. So, for example, the miner of Filipe, o que é que pode